As a work of art, sure, but as I think of myself as a sculptor of other people, of minds and of physical other people, myself, and material. So classically trained in metals and sculpture, and then also trained as a wellness coach. I'm kind of bringing those two worlds together, which is performance art, which already exists. But what doesn't exist is an accessible platform to perform and to bring young people, young minds together to celebrate performance art, celebrate photography, celebrate sculpture in a space in Midtown Manhattan where it's underutilized, and it could be a huge energy source. It could be a place where people would want to go on a Friday night to celebrate and see some cool, weird performance that no one's seen. And of course, the sex and the body and all of that sells, and that's a big part of it, right? Sex sells. But not only does sex sell, art sells and wellness sells. And right now we're in an era where health is the most progressive thing, and that's what we have. That's what we need to keep progressing, is our own health. When that event happened, the room was packed. I mean, there was as many people that I could have brought there that could fit in the room. Everyone else was kind of outside of the room. So I think that alone in itself was kind of a testament as to who would go to it, which a lot of the people, being my clients, having the money to support this space, this performance space, and all being supporters of my art and my coaching, and then my peers, which are a lot of party promoters, photographers, fashion industry, all of these people that want a place to party and want to show their work off, and they want to have what better place to party than a hotel? And you stay at a hotel. I mean, it's a kind of simple math, and I think that, again, it's just been underutilized. It's right in the heart of Manhattan. Who wouldn't want to stay and be right here? Wellness studio, the idea of having a private, exclusive wellness studio would be, you could imagine a suite turned into a very small, cater-to-you wellness space with a Pilates facet, a flexibility, and a strength and conditioning component. So each client would have a program designed for their condition, for their situation, for their goal, involving all of those three components, and be able to come to this private space where they enter, and it's not like they're in the heart of Manhattan. They're alone, they're working on themselves, they're working on their limitations and what they need to do, and they also have the exclusivity of being in this space that's kind of luxurious, that is decorated beautifully. It has sculpture and mood lighting, and they leave their clothes there, they shower there. It's their own apartment turned into a wellness studio, so they feel comfortable to push themselves to another level and to really focus. And that's the biggest thing, is really focusing on what they need to do to become better people all around, mental, physical, emotional. To be someone's support system and guide, and to truly love and help them in whatever way that you can help them. 40 clients right now. An hour-long session for each client, and I typically am, seeing 14, 16 clients a day, and all of which I write down all of their details about their sessions, what they've done, what they've progressed, where we started, and each one we track something different. I have clients that have been half paralyzed from a stroke and need to come back from paralyzation. I've got a ballerina who has a hamstring injury and hasn't been able to dance in 5 years. And then I have the very healthy 30-something-year-old that's just wants to get ripped or in shape and is cosmetically trying to do it. But in my mind, there's a mental component that we can work on, or an emotional thing that we can work on that would be even more important. So each client, again, it's really analyzing their entire life as a whole, from family, work, daily stress.
These are one-on-one sessions?
These are one-on-one sessions. I also teach a class here or there, but I believe in one-on-one training as the most progressive way of learning. I was in a car accident when I was 18 and paralyzed, and so coming from a place where I was an extreme athlete, martial artist, volleyball player, paralyzed, and then wanted to just end life because I didn't think there was anything else to it. I think I have a really unique point of view about of what it is to live and what it is to appreciate life, and to really work on wellness, not just these kind of topical things. Really work on rehabbing and figuring out what the problem is and how you can exceed. It was a really big learning experience, and I'm actually grateful that it happened, because it gave me a very different point of view on taking care of other people. I think I understand pain and pain management and tolerance in a very different way than a lot of trainers do. Pilates is probably one of the most important things that we could learn. It is learning how to use every single muscle in your own body for what it should be used for, building up your core strength, building up small muscle groups in order to have joint stability, to function daily. And it also involves an eccentric flexibility program. So working on pulling out the muscle, elongating the muscle, not just tightening it with strength training, but actually elongating it and then learning how to control its contraction. So really, you could call it controlology more than you could Pilates, but it's just daily function. So that applies to everyone from the age of 5 to the age of 90. I actually learned how to walk again on the Pilates reformer because I was unable to stand and take any pressure. So while you're on the reformer, you're lying flat on your back or prone on your stomach, so you can actually work on those small muscle groups and not have any impact, no pressure on your actual structure. So Pilates being a huge facet, and yes, it is physical, but I think the mental component is huge too. The being able to allow yourself to let someone train you, being able to let yourself go and push yourself through something that's a hardship or something you can't do. You can't succeed at something one time and you persevere and get through it another time. My whole life I've been coached from the age of 4 on. I spent most of my time playing sports or performing in martial arts demonstrations and things. So I come from a background of being coached, and I know what I like about my coaches and how they coached me and what was successful. And so I take all of those different groups and kind of put it into now my coaching.